What's up, y'all? Welcome to the Next Level podcast. Today we got Frankie Ruggs on with us, and we're going to speak about his career in the music industry, social media, and his background.
Dominic. Hi.
Let me start off with this. How do you feel you stand out as an engineer on social media the way you are?
All right, how do I stand out on social media? So, to be honest with you, I'm not really a social media type of person. I only use social media to promote my business. I run a studio in Queens. It's called Mixed Art Studios. And, for the longest time, I would just post pictures. Every once in a while, I'll post maybe some personal, but I try to stay away from that. Or if I'm next to somebody, big, I just post a picture with that and use that to promote. Now, this year, I was just we had the quarantine, we hit the COVID-19 and all that, So with that being said, I had to just, stay home for a month and try to come up with new creative ideas. And in the process of that, I started getting into TikTok and I started looking at TikTok. At first, I wasn't really a big fan of the app, to be honest with you. I thought it was quite annoying. But in a way,
same over here.
But it also reminded me of Vine. So with that being said, I was just like, fuck it. Let me just look at it. There's nothing to do during these times, You want to keep yourself busy, distracted. But also, I'm not really big into distractions. So, not only am I an engineer, I'm also a producer as well. And during that time, I figured, let me just try to get my strategies together. Let's find a way to make my shit more original, make me stand out from other producers and engineers in the game right now. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like, the engineers and producers don't really get to show off their personalities that much, I mean, there's a couple exceptions, obviously. We got Metro Boomin, Sony Digital, you know what I'm saying? But the vast majority still are kind of scared to show off their personality. So I came up with these concepts in my head. I had this idea for a show, which is going to be coming really soon. I filmed a couple episodes already where I make a beat on the spot and then the artist comes in the studio. They have one take to produce it.
Yeah,
just a bunch of ideas.
That's fire. I'll fuck with that.
I made a lot of beats. Yeah, I made a lot of beats in quarantine. I sold a lot of beats as well. I did a lot of mixing in quarantine, but then I got back into the studio, bro. I just started doing my thing. And,
do you have a name for the show already?
Yes and no. I do have a name, but I'm not going to put it out yet.
Yeah.
I'm saying it's not out. It's nothing set in stone. I'm probably going to film a batch of new episodes towards the new year. I just got to get it all together. I might put out the first episodes. There's 3 episodes I filmed that I'm only going to put out one of them because the rest of them were a little bit of a mess. I'm not going to lie to you.
Are you going to put it on TikTok or YouTube or both even?
Both, actually. So the point is that intertwine. Now, here's the thing. Fast forward, December comes around. My birthday's coming around. I'm just thinking of ideas, I had a project that I was working on. I had a new studio that I was working on, but unfortunately, I can't really do that right now due to the potential lockdowns that may be taking place in New York City and in January. So I had to put that on hold. So I'm just thinking in my head, I'm just you know what? I'm just I got to get back into it. I got to just focus again. I need to find something to look forward to again. I felt for the longest, since the fall came around, after the summer was done. So listen, we went into quarantine, right? And then after quarantine, I got right back into work. That went all the way through the summer. And then by the fall, I was starting to feel burnt out, and I was just thinking everything, it was just the same old shit constantly.
You wanted to innovate, do something new.
I just got tired of the same old shit, honestly. You know what I'm saying? Especially me, I've been doing this almost 5 years now. So I'm just I gotta, because I still want to do this, obviously. And I want to do this at the highest level. But at the same time, I have to find a way to make myself different from everybody else. I'm in a city where this is a flooded game. There's a shit ton of upcoming producers coming up.
Oversaturated.
It's very oversaturated. So I'm thinking, you know what? I need to find something that's going to make me separate from other people. And then once that came in, I literally had an idea one day. I'm in a session with this kid, A.O. Danny. Shout out to him. And
shout out to him. Facts.
Yeah. So I'm just you know what, Danny? Just do this fucking video real quick, bro. Because he asked me what that knob do a bunch of times. I'm all right, fuck it. Film. I got you right now.
What that knob
do? And then I posted a video on TikTok of me in the studio. And then all of a sudden I did the video of me fucking flipping out on somebody for touching the knob.
Yeah.
Now, long story short, people think that shit is staged. It's actually not. It's more of a prank. You know what I'm saying? I'm not mean to my clients. I'm very nice. I'm very welcoming to my clients. But if they do get out of line, I got to tell them straight up, you're in my space. You know what I'm saying? And it's a consistent
Nah, that's
thing.
real. That's real. That's real.
And he was like kind of in on it too. Like he was like, he wanted to do that to me purpose. Like we were kind of like fucking with each other. You know what I'm saying? Constantly fucking with each other. But like, you know, like just don't touch my equipment, you know? And then like that shit went up to like, it's over like, it's about to be at like 300K right now on TikTok, and it's still growing to this
Crazy,
day.
bro.
You know what I'm saying? So I figure, you know what? I got a niche. Now I got to just run with it. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So
Yeah. Now you know what goal you want to set for yourself.
Yeah, 100%, bro. Like past 2 months, 2-3 months, I just been not to sound like, not for you to have pity for me, but like I kind of been down on myself, you know?
Yeah. Nah, that's I felt that, bro. I felt like most people have it really affected a lot of people with this whole situation that we're
but I didn't feel that. Like here's the thing, I've been through the craziest shit this year, bro. This year has been a roller coaster for me. Like beginning of the year, I got into a car accident. I had the flu.
God bless. Thank God you're still here, bro.
Yeah, I got into a bad car accident. I don't want to get into the details of that. I got hurt a little bit. Before that, I had the flu, but I'm pretty sure I had COVID. I was never tested for COVID because they didn't have the test like that at the time. So I got deadly sick, and then I recovered. Right as soon as I recovered, I got into the accident. And I don't even give myself a break. Like I just got right back into the studio, just not thinking of anything, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like my life literally changed at that point, you know, and it was really tough. And, but I had to adapt. I had to adjust to it. And then Corona happened, the shutdowns. I'm still going at it. You know, I took a little bit of time here and there, just just to recover. Cause like, I didn't want to take too much time off, but I also had a concussion really bad. And I also had my assistant at the time who had to assist me. You know, I had to get driven to the studio. I couldn't drive to the studio at the time. Limping everywhere, you know what I'm saying? But like, despite all that, like I literally got up out of my bed and said, you know what, I got to do it. I got called into a label to do a session for a label, Warner. I did a session with DMB Gotti this year, who does the Peter Piper song. That's like all over TikTok at one point. I did a session with him. And then I was also rocking out my boy J-Sec. Shout out to J-Sec. You know, J-Sec, me and J-Sec got like a lot of shit that we've done and stuff like that. I mean, like since quarantine, he's kind of been doing shit on his own.
Yeah, didn't you produce some tracks on his tape also?
Yeah, I produced some tracks on his tape, and one of the tracks I produced was featuring Pal Fu. Now, before this whole lockdown shit took place, Pal Fu was just an artist that was all over the internet, big on the internet. We dropped the song with him. Yeah. Literally 3 months later, he's got Deathbed that comes out, and that shit blows the fuck up. So we literally got the record with him before. And like, if you go on Pal Fu's page, whether it's Apple Music or Spotify, you like shuffle his music, that song pops up. It's at 3 million views right now. I mean, I don't really like to brag about that song, but it's also something that I keep very close to me because it's a very important song. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that kept me going. You know what I'm saying? But long story short,
bro, I'm not gonna lie, bro. Salute to you, bro. You feel me for like all that happening, and you kept like pulling through, bro. God bless. Salute to you, bro. For real, bro. That shit. Like that's
and
crazy.
It's, bro, the past 5 years, like if you want to get into like the details of like my career and stuff like that, I went to audio school. I went to SAE. You know, I graduated 2015, and like for 6 months to almost a year, I literally like nearly like quit this shit, bro, because I was so discouraged. It was such a fast program. And like, listen, not to knock the program or whatnot, because there's a lot of successful people that came out of that program, and shout out to them as well. But like for me, it was more like I was straight out of high school at the time. I was 19 when I finished that program. Any other young person, it could literally destroy their dreams and destroy their hopes, because you're thinking like everything's all fun until you get into the program. It's a 9-month program. You only have 9 months to finish this fucking program and learn all this shit, you know? And I felt like I really didn't come out of the school with a lot. It was more about me getting my projects done and me getting my work done and stuff like that.
Yeah, I feel like that's how school is for a lot of people. I'm not gonna lie.
And then like, you're thinking you're going to get a job placement after that, because that's what they promised. Unfortunately, they couldn't give that to me. They gave me like some internships. Luckily there was some internship opportunities I found. I didn't really like find the right one. I did have one internship that I ended up with. It was a Weirdo Workshop. Shout out to them. Louis York, Claude Kelly, and Chuck Harmony. Those guys I hold near and dear to my heart.
Shout out to
because they were the first people to take me on. They've done writing for like a lot of people, like Akon, fucking, I mean, just a bunch of people, but like they were more focused on like the live performance side of things. So like I got to focus on like talent development and learn that side of things before I can get into like engineering or whatnot, you know. But I also took like tips from them and stuff like that. I also was working for a DJ company at that time too. So like I kind of helped them with their shows and stuff like that. So it was a really cool experience to learn that side of the business. But like deep down inside, I just wanted to go in and just learn like engineering.
Learn the firsthand.
And then fast forward a year later, after I finished the program, nearly a year later, like when I was giving up hope and shit like that, like I was actually trying to pursue a career in MMA, and also I was going to go back to college.
Wait, a career in MMA?
Yeah, I was doing jiu-jitsu and Muay Thai very heavily.
What happened with that? You stopped doing that?
Yeah, I stopped doing it, bro. I did a couple matches, and well, I'm gonna get to that right now. So I applied for school at the time because I'm like, fucking, I'm gonna go back to school. I'm young. I need to just, like, I don't know where I want to go right now. And my boy, who I've known since I'm younger, he's like an uncle to me. My boy Nick was locked up for a number of years, and he was also with a rapper named True Life. He was locked up at True Life, and he called me one day to let me know what was going on. He fucking surprised the shit out of me because I haven't spoke to him in 15 years, Nick. And he's like, "Yo, it's Nick." I'm like, "Who?" And I hung up. And he called me back. He's like, "Frank, you don't remember? It's Fat Nick." I'm like, "Holy shit, Nick, what's going on?" He's like, "Listen, this, that, and the third. I got this guy True I'm right next to. He's very close to me. He's locked up with me right now. He's about to come home, and he's about to get you your first internship in the game." He's like, don't go nowhere else. He's going to come home, and he's going to take care of you. And then True got on the phone with me, and we spoke, and I was completely shocked because, one, I didn't know who True Life was at first, but then I did my research, and I found out he was like part of like Rockefeller and Rock La Familia and everything like that. And I'm like, holy shit, like this is the man right here. You know what I'm saying, bro? And just like reading up about him and stuff like that, I was quite interested. He invited me to the studio literally the next week. As soon as he got home, he was not wasting time. He was in the studio with T.I. like right away. And like him and Future linked up because him and Future go way back. And so that day I met True. I also met Velas. Velas does, at the time, he had just signed with Coke Boys, and he did a Chinks record, and he did All Day by Kanye West. And he did Right Hand by Drake as well.
He produced them?
Yeah, he produced those joints. But fast forward to now, he had just written the song. He just written No Guidance. He actually co-written No Guidance recently. Yeah. He's done a lot of things.
Oh, isn't that the Chris Brown and Drake record?
Yeah, he did that too. But that was like before all that shit happened when I met him. So I got to meet him that day. I met Miles Williams, who's produced for Beyonce, Kendrick, and
wait, this is all through that internship?
All through this internship, bro. Just listen, right? This is Fight Club Studios, by the way. Shout out to them, bro. I got nothing but love and respect. And actually, Fight Club Studios is actually back under IMI Studios, you know what I'm saying? Which I think is fucking great.
They rebranded?
Shout out to them. Shout out to Nice. Yeah, like they rebranded. They IMI Studios took over, and they took over Fight Club, which I think to this day, like, that's the best decision they made because that's such a historic studio. Yeah. Check this out, right? So I met Miles in the studio, and I also met a kid named Evan LeRae. At the time, he was just working with French here and there. He's working with True. But at the time as well, he was also working with a young artist by the name of Cardi B, who had just came off Love and Hip Hop before Bodak Yellow dropped. A year and a half later, he literally, that record went off and his career started taking off. So I got to meet all these guys before like all that shit happened, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? I met Saigon that day from Entourage. Like, it was insane.
That's crazy, bro. All from that one.
And then from there, I met, And then from there, I met Gabi. Gabi was French's old manager. He also was president of SRC Records, who signed Akon. Was the first label to sign Akon. Fast forward to now, Gabi's currently managing J.I. the Prince. So, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I met a lot of people in that internship and stuff like that. Like, French Montana used to pull up to the studio. French's brother used to be there recording. T.I. was in a session. Like, just Akon even showed up one day. Like, you never know who's going to show up. But fucking even Tego.
That shows how committed you are. You feel me? Because at the end of the day, bro, engineers can like.
And I'm like, yo, like I'm not.
What was you saying?
And I'm the only. Yo, listen, I am the only intern in that studio. Every other studio, you're literally like competing against everybody. Yeah. I'm the only intern in that studio, bro. So like I took up a lot. And then what happened was they wanted to go a different business route a whole year later. I stood a whole year, picked up what I could. And then I figured from there, I try to find the location for myself to build up my clientele. and I found Mixerhead Studios.
Yeah, I was just about to speak about that too. You said your like one of your friends put you in position to work in that. How did that like change everything, like your position?
So long story short, I would book out during the time I was interning, I would book out studios to make beats and like create songs with my friends and stuff like that, just to get practice and stuff. One studio I started going to, there was 2 studios. There was Love Star Recording Studios in Brooklyn. Shout out to them. And then there was Signature Sounds, which doesn't exist no more. It was on Merrick Boulevard in Jamaica. It's the old studio where I think it was Jam Master Jay's old studio, and it turned into that. The owner of that studio is HDMI. So me and HDMI always had a liking for each other, and he always had a liking for me and a respect for me. He had found out the situation at that studio that I was moving away from that studio, and he also found out another situation that I'm also looking for a new spot. So he said to me, listen, there's a studio that I used to be at before this spot. It's called Mixerhead. It's in Whitestone. Dave owns it, and he needs somebody like you to run the show. And the next thing before you know, a week later, we're all in a meeting, and they give me the keys, and Dave says, it's time to go. And we formed our partnership, you know what I'm saying? And then from there, past 3 years, I've just been at that studio, fucking rocking out, doing sessions and stuff like that.
Bro, for real. I'll be keeping that.
Building my clientele.
Yeah.
And it's been really, it gets really busy here, bro. Like the momentum that I gained just being in the spot and the clientele, like I'm super fucking blessed to have all of it, bro. Like,
yeah. Do you feel that like your motivation like went up after you started working there?
Oh, 100%, bro. Because now I had a spot, I had a location that I can be at now, and I have a location that I can call mine.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
That's.
I've been here now for the past. Let's see. I've been here like since 2017. So you figure it's like
3
almost 3 years.
Yeah.
Over 3 years. About to be 4 now. Going
2021.
into year. And yeah, man. And it's just I've been here, and then in the meantime we've had Kid the Wiz pull up to the studio, do the John O'Clap record. We've had Jay Guapo pull up in here. We've also had recently Elijah the Boy. You know what I'm saying? A whole bunch of shit. And I've also done sessions like in the midst of that, going to other studios where like I got to work with Famous Dax. And I also got to work with Lou Got Cash and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So like just like consistently building up my resume. Even though these songs are unreleased, I'm still doing work.
Yeah. Bro, all it takes is one hit record, bro. As you like we spoke on the phone before, all it takes is one hit record, bro.
And in the midst of that, bro, like downstairs, my boy Shweezy's running a room. Shout out to him. He was also somebody that pushed me to like find a new location because he was also looking for a new location.
Yeah,
as well.
Shout out to him too. Shout out to all these people, bro. It's good to see that you have people like.
Yeah, like, really, bro. Like, because there's so many people that are like very important to this process. Just me.
Shout out
like,
to
being
all
where I'm at now, where I'm headed. And Shweezy also, when I found the room, Shweezy also found the room downstairs in the same building. And fast forward, J.I. got to record what's it called? Need Me in his room, you know what I'm saying? With just one platinum and shit like that, you know what I'm saying? So like just by me, like having my presence in the room, Shweezy got a room, and it like spun off with like D-Stacks coming in here, the kid that produced for
A-Boogie. I think he worked in Plug Studios, I think. I don't know what studio he worked in.
Yeah. No, that's another studio. But like, you know what I'm saying? Just, you know what I'm saying? Like I started a movement here, and then like the rest just followed in, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, shout out to all those people, bro. You feel me? It's like I said, it's good to see that you got.
Yeah, and listen, I'm still linked in with Gabi and stuff like that. I was just with him last week, actually. As a matter of fact, just before, the night before Christmas Eve, I believe, I was with him, and then we spoke and everything. I told him, I showed him what I was doing or whatnot. He was really happy to see it. He's like, "Listen, bro, your family, you come to my studio anytime."
That's love. That's love.
I want you involved. So yeah, it's not like, you know what I'm saying? It's not like I'm away from them either, bro. Like I'm still linked in with these people and stuff like that. It's just that for me personally, I just do my own thing at the end of the day, you know? So that's just a run up. That's all I gotta say. I mean, you got anything to add? Just ask.
Got you. Yeah, I got you. What ultimately like made you switch over to the TikTok? Matter of fact, hold on. Let me ask this. We were talking about how long, like, that you've been engineering and producing for. How does it feel to be engineering and producing for that long of a time, like with the change in sound and everything, like in the genre of music, Okay,
so I feel like it's in my benefit because like the way the music is headed is kind of the way like I've always liked music. Like I've always grew up on rock music growing up. You know what I'm saying?
Especially with Mario. Like, have you ever heard of Mario Judah? Never mind. But continue.
Well, like Suicide Boys came in, that whole SoundCloud era. You know what I'm saying? Like when I just started getting busy with this, the whole SoundCloud era started taking place and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And just all of that. You know what I'm saying? Like music started headed different directions. You know, and I got comfortable in that direction because that's where I see my music just, or like my sound just fitting in. But I also want a clean cut sound as well. Excuse me.
You good.
Drinking too much coffee. I'm waiting on, bro, literally, I'm waiting on my Uber Eats to arrive. It's taking fucking forever to get here.
Bro, you was on live.
Bro, I ordered this shit at like 6:50. Yeah, I mean, I was trying to figure out what the fuck I wanted. Now they're taking forever, man. It's just gonna be cold, but I don't give a fuck. I am starving. One thing about me is like, yo, if you like see my stories and stuff like that, I'm always eating good. I'm actually gonna incorporate that into my TikTok. Like, you're gonna see more personality and stuff like that. Like what I'm doing right now with the comedy skits. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like TikTok, like you said before. Okay, so listen, 4 or 5 years I've been doing this, right? I'm still not where I need to be. And that's okay because I'm going to get there.
That's the confidence you need to have, bro.
As long as I'm driven and I have like the right people like around me. It's not just the people that are in the industry. It's also the people that I'm, you know, that I surround myself in my life. Like I'm very, like you said to me before, like when we were talking on the phone, you said that I'm a very private person. I am a very private person. You know, it's not that I don't have a lot of friends. I do. I have a lot of acquaintances, but I have a very tight circle. Like, I also, you know, like people that I chill with when I'm not in the studio, I chill with my boy Phil, because Phil understands this shit. You know, Phil was there with me in the beginning. He's the one that's encouraged me to go to the school that I went to, you know, my boy TJ as well.
Another people that, shout out to both of them.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they used to rap and sing a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Like, but like they weren't pursuing careers.
They was just doing it for like
fun? They would also like just be by my side.
Yeah,
like for fun. You know, we had a group back in the day. It was the three of us, you know, because here's the thing. Now I'm going to tell you how I got into engineering and producing, right? I used to have a group called YS back in the day. I used to song.
What is that for?
Trying to be a rapper or producer. Yeah, sure. No. Yeah, I don't know.
It's good. Yeah,
it's good. Doing like party. Yeah, we're just doing party music and stuff like that, just having fun. I sang growing up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I performed in my school shows. Like back when I was in like 8th grade and stuff like that, middle school, high school, like I just would dabble in music, but I was trying to get more into like film.
That's good because I'm really into film. Like now, like I don't only do this like music stuff. I'm about to create my own film too. When I get back to New York, I'm gonna make my own film. Like maybe you could even, you feel me, do a score on this.
So check this out, right? So check this out. Oh, 100%, I got you, bro. No doubt. So check this out. In high school, I was doing we were fucking around with the music shit still. You know, just dabbling it, you know what I'm saying, rapping and singing a little bit with my boys. But I was mostly doing a YouTube series at the time, like a comedy YouTube series that I was directing and editing and actually like on.
You was working towards
trying to find my niche. It did all right. It was more popular in my high school and stuff like that. It was making fun of like the Italian stereotype. Like I'm Italian American, you know what I'm saying? Like we're making fun of the Guinea stereotype. The show was called Strung Out Forever.
Is it still up on YouTube?
It's still up on YouTube to this day. Yeah, it's still up on YouTube to this day. Strong Island Forever. Look
Strong
it up.
Island Forever. Bro.
And long story short, so I had that already, bro. But then I wanted to get into music. We took a ride to the studio one day, very first time to record a rap record. And I was just fascinated by what the engineer was doing on the chair. And I asked him, what's that? And what's that program you're using, you know? And also growing up, I was into Linkin Park. Linkin Park was one of my favorite bands growing up. And the thing about Linkin Park is, you know, the band members, one thing about them is they always had behind the scene videos of what goes on in the studio. And they're very, very like hands-on with their music when it comes down to their music. So I've also took a liking to that as well. You know what I'm saying? The way they produce and stuff like that. So just, you know, from there, you know, at 16 years old, I said to myself, okay, this is what I want to do. This is where I want to go to school, yada, yada, yada. I want to go to Full Sail too, but I was like, nah, fuck that. What am I going to spend 4 years in Full Sail for? Great thing I didn't do that. Not to knock them, but I probably would have been much behind now. Like I would have been at this age still getting my shit started. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't going to work. So, you know, fast forward. Now we're talking TikTok, right? Now I got all the stuff that we spoke about. I got the audio degree. I got the internship that I had. I did the music, you know what I'm saying? I've been doing the music for a while. And then I thought to myself, you know what? maybe it's time to incorporate the old comedy that I used to do into the seeing these people do shit on TikTok, bro. Like I could do this shit, no problem. You know what I'm saying? And that's what brought me to the dance with TikTok, bro. Like if you want to like understand like what brought everything together, bro, this is literally nearly like a 10-year journey we're talking about. From 15 all the way to now I'm 25. This is nearly a 10-year journey. You know what I'm saying?
I said it blossomed good. Like you feel me? Like it all looks like it like it went through the way like it had to go. Like pause. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it went through phases and stuff like that. You know, but like I also had to lose myself in the process.
Yeah, exactly. Myself,
I'm at that stage again. I'm at that stage again, bro. And I know it's like literally about to happen again, bro. Any fucking day, bro. Like just talking to you, bro. Dom, shit like that, you know what I'm saying, bro? Like, things are about to happen, bro. Regardless of any shutdown, regardless of the virus, you know what I'm saying? I'm still going to live my dreams no matter what. And that's what everybody needs to do.
I was going to say like that, like what you said right there, that's wise. Like, you have to lose yourself to like find yourself. Like, I don't even know how to respond. Like, that's what you said about losing yourself to find yourself. I agree with that. Like 100%. That's something that a lot of people nowadays don't really understand that concept. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. And it's you know, we also go through different phases in our lives. You know what I'm saying? Like we, you know, nothing's really a guarantee in life, you know. And you know, we just get older, unfortunately. You know what I'm saying? But like that being said, no matter how old you are, I've learned age really doesn't matter. It's what you do with your time here on Earth. Because
exactly.
And I don't mean to get like, you know, like
sentimental? You're right.
I don't mean to get sentimental, but like at the same time, like, you know, our time is very short here on Earth. So like, you got to leave your impact here while you're here. You know what I'm saying? That's why like when I go through those phases of anxiety and I go through those little depressive phases, like I don't get depressed. I'm not like, not to sound like fucked up, but I'm not really a depressive person. I'm not.
Nah, that's not fucked up. That's real, bro. That's real.
Yeah, but like I don't deal with depression like that. Like I can't relate, but I do have like, I'm more of like an anxious, anxiety driven type of person. You know what I'm saying? So like, I mean, like, you know, like I don't get depressed when I'm in those phases. I get motivated, you know, to do better because at these times, you know, especially when December hits, you know, because this is a tough month. This is when things are slow. You got to really like sit back and really
like you got to sit back and think. Yeah.
And to be honest with you, bro, like it's also tough too, because like, you know, you also got your family at the end of the day, you know, you got everybody you got to think of, but like at the same time, you got to focus on you know what I'm saying? And what you want and your dreams and your goals. And
yeah, that's big too. Like having to like take time out that you can spend with your family to like work and stuff like that. Like I feel you.
I mean, recently, bro, I've been chilling with my family more. I've been chilling with my girlfriend more. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just like trying to get time with them because we might not get that time again. You know what I'm saying?
That's the way you gotta think. Like not to like overthink about it, but that's really the way you gotta think about it. You feel me? Like
we might not get that time again, that fun time. You know what I'm saying? For like a while until like it's time for me to like be like, all right, I need to go on a fucking vacation, or like, all right, I need to just do this and that real quick. You know what I'm saying? But like in the midst of it, you know, I'm focused. But like I'm also like when I was talking about my friends and stuff like that, like the people that I surround myself with, they're also people that have goals as well. So they understand where I'm at and where I need to be. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No,
they understand where I'm at because they also got goals as well that they need to accomplish as well.
Yeah, that's a big part of it too. Surrounding yourself with people who not only motivate themselves but have the ability to motivate you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. So that's that's very important too. You know. But also, you got to keep your friend group very small because the less people you deal with, the more you're able to move forward, you know? And the thing about this music shit is, bro, you need to network your fucking ass off, bro. Your networking, your connections are going to go a long way. Doesn't matter if you use them now or you use them a year from now, 2 years, 5 years from now, it doesn't matter. It's all going to come into play. You got to network, bro. This is a game of being used, unfortunately, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's a tough industry. But if you meet the solid people, bro, you guys can both benefit from each other. Exactly. That's another thing I try to preach to people too, bro. Be around people that you benefit with, but like also benefit.
Yeah, with, not from. Yeah,
like facts. You know what I'm saying? Because if I'm in a situation with somebody, anybody, it doesn't matter, and I feel like I'm not benefiting in the long run, I can't be around that person anymore. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And this
that's real, bro.
This goes with friends. This even like, not to sound fucked up, but this goes with family. This even goes with relationships. This goes with the music thing as well. You need people that you could benefit from. You know what I'm saying? It's
and
very
with
important to benefit from you. And with them, exactly, bro. Like you got to build. You got to grow with people. You know what I'm saying? If you're not growing with somebody, and you're constantly like
staying in the same place.
Staying in the same place is not going to work. You know what I'm saying? I'm all about growth at the end of the day, bro. If I'm not growing as an individual, I just can't surround myself with those people. And right now I'm at a stage where like, listen, I love Mixer Head Studios and everything like that. I plan on staying here still, but I also want to expand the location because if I stay here, I'm going to be stuck. You know what I'm saying? So you can't be stuck. You got to move forward.
Yeah, you're one of those people that how I say this, like you just always want like more. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm a Sagittarius as well. I'm a typical Sagittarius.
I ain't gonna lie. I don't know about like signs and stuff like that. Like all I know is like I'm an Aries. I don't know if that's good or bad, but
yeah,
I don't really know about that stuff.
Well, it's very simple, bro. You know what I'm saying? You got to look into your signs because they all relate to the stars, and the stars give off energy at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? The planet that we live in. Listen, I'm a little spiritual. I'm not too spiritual. I believe in God at the end of the day. I believe things happen for a reason, or there's two things, right? It's either things happen for a reason, or you just adjust to what is supposed to happen. You adjust with times. You know what I'm saying? There's two ways to go about it. You know.
That's right.
Unfortunately, this year 2020 proved that things are not a guarantee. Like people lost their jobs, people lost their family members, people lost lives. And it wasn't just off of, COVID. It was also off of like the riots that took place, the rise in crime, all the political bullshit, you know what I'm saying? Because that's all bullshit at the end of the day, the political bullshit, the media just stirring shit up, you know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, you got to just focus on what's important. That's you. No matter what. And I had to realize that. Keep your head up always at all times. Know that life is not guaranteed. Tomorrow's not guaranteed. Live every day like it's
your last
new day. Like it's your last. I don't live every day like it's my last. I just live every day.
Go with the flow.
Just go with the flow and just live day by day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree.
Plan a little bit, but if you're gonna plan, don't plan too far in ahead and make sure you start.
Don't overthink it.
No, there's no overthinking in my book, bro. You know what I'm saying? And it's hard to plan for long term and stuff like that. So, everything will be fine in due time.
Yeah, I agree. So, getting back into your like engineering and stuff like that, and your not only engineering but your work as a whole, what do you feel is something that a lot of engineers, artists, and producers lack in their work?
What they lack in their work is, I feel like mixing is key. You know what I'm saying? Like when it comes down to mixing, you really got to understand what mixing really is, like what EQing is, what de-essing is, what compression is, like what all those basics are in order to create something. There's a lot of producers and engineers out there that just try to like throw a bunch of shit on and
expect it to sound good.
But like what you're doing is you're really destroying the quality of the audio and stuff like that, where some producers lack is the out-of-tune 808s. You got to make sure your 808s are in tune.
Nah, I know I know one of my friends gonna watch this, they ain't gonna laugh, bro, because every time
also creativity. Like when it comes down to it, you gotta experiment, bro. Like people are scared to experiment because they're too worried about what sounds good now instead of trying to focus on
make their own sound. Yeah, we were. I was just talking about that on the last episode.
I'm constantly like looking into plugins. I'm constantly looking to invest in myself. A lot of people are scared to invest in themselves. This is even artists nowadays too. You got to invest in yourself and find a way to make that money back.
Exactly. And it's something I feel also is a lot of artists just settle. Like, you know what I mean? Like they settle for the cheapest videos, the cheapest things and stuff like that. Like
why do the cheapest, go all the way with your shit, bro?
Exactly.
If it works, it works. Bro. A lot of people don't understand. They think just because they're talented that they're gonna go far. It's not just talent, it's hard work. Hard work.
Yeah, it's a business. It's a business also.
This is a business at the end of the day. You gotta treat it like a business. Ain't nobody gonna give you a shot just because you're good.
That's a fact.
People are gonna give you a shot because the work you have to put in that work in order to prove that you're good.
Exactly.
It doesn't just come.
You gotta stand up from like that, bro. There's a bunch of people on this earth that are good, but you gotta stand out from them. And the way you stand out is taking your craft serious and like treating it like a business, et cetera, et cetera.
100%. And having this conversation with you is actually like in a way rejuvenating like my interest again for this shit, because like I said, I like lost a little bit of interest. You know what happens? You get discouraged. You do something for a while, you get discouraged. You know what I'm saying? Like things don't move, you get discouraged, but it's okay. In those moments, you got to just push forward. You got to just believe, nothing in life is a guarantee. I've seen my cousin, Nikki Viana, shout out to her, literally work in music since she was a little kid before signing her first deal with Atlantic Records. I seen it from the beginning. Ain't nobody saw that shit. You know what I'm saying? Only us in the family got to see that, And this is, hold up, let me get my tacos. My Uber Eats family here. This is just something that you gotta keep into mind, bro. Like people think like 6ix9ine. I don't mean to mention him, but like, thank you so much. That he was like an overnight success. You know what I'm saying? With Gumbo. I was just watching the documentary. It took him a while. I haven't watched it yet. I haven't watched it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, a lot of people don't know about his like he had this like phase where he was doing like the scream rap. But it was more with like City Morgue. Like, I don't know if you know who they are.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, he was with them and stuff like that.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't even know that. Like, I was surprised when I heard that, if I'm being honest.
Yeah. Just simple as that. So we'll just put it like that.
I was going to ask also, how did you get around so many artists? But you kind of already answered that, like with the internship and all that. So I was going to ask, what was your experience working with large artists? Like, you said Sleepy Hollow, Jay Guapo, like all of those. How was it?
So, every experience is different. With Sleepy Hollow, I didn't get to work with him in the studio. It was more him sending over a feature and me mastering the song. With Jay Guapo, he physically came into the studio to do the feature and then left. I mean, listen, when you're in the studio with those guys, whoever it is, you got to be on your fucking game, bro.
Yes, sir.
You can't slack in those sessions, bro. I'm not saying I ever slack, but like they are so used to recording a certain way.
Yep.
You got to record fast. To all my aspiring engineers, right? Whatever DAW you're working on to record, I recommend you use Pro Tools, but that's just my preference, right?
Yeah, I say that a lot. Like in my opinion, all DAWs do the same thing, but they just have different ways of approaching them.
Listen, I recommend Pro Tools, but learn the quick keys.
Yup, that's a fact. Important. A lot of people don't even think about that, bro. A lot of people don't even think about that.
Learn the quick keys, bro. You gotta learn the quick keys, bro. Because the quicker you are with recording, the quicker you'll get with mixing, the quicker you'll get recordings done too. Understand the quick keys. Listen, I'm a technical person, but I'm not really a good person when it comes to explaining things. I have a lot of people hit me up.
You ever thought about like making a tutorial videos and stuff like that?
I'm not. Okay, so like, let me just explain. I'm just going to be brutally honest. I'm not really a person to explain things at all. It's hard for me to. I don't know why. I'm more of a showing. You got to come and see for yourself.
Yeah, I heard that. Everybody go get in tune with Mixer Head Studios. You feel me? Hit up Frankie Ruggs. I already know.
You get what I'm saying? You got to just come in the studio and just see for yourself what I do.
Yeah. Do you accept internships? I was going to ask that too. Like if people want to come in and maybe learn or something?
I do, but also, like I said again, got to benefit both of us.
Yeah.
I mean, I've done things as favors for friends where they're going to engineering school and they needed hours signed off. Doing no problem. I had one internship. I had one intern recently. His name is Dan. Shout out to Dan. Shout out came in and he got to learn a little bit more. And now he's running sessions for me when I'm not able to do sessions, when I want to take a day off to the studio and go chill with my family.
That's fine. I fuck with that. Shout out to you for that. I fuck with that. For giving somebody else opportunity like that.
Always, bro. He's my brother, bro, at the end of the day, bro. Like I always got that kid's back, and and like I don't really care if he gets ahead of me or not. I really don't. I'm not that person, bro. My success is going to be different from everybody else's.
Yeah. I was going to ask, who do you think engineers better? People who went to school for it or people who are self-taught?
Both.
Both?
There's no right or wrong answer to that.
Yeah. Nah, because I feel like a lot of
you gotta also, but listen, it's not just about school. It's also about the time that you spend studying away from school.
Yep. Experience is a key also. I agree with that. But not to give out too much sauce, but do you have any go-to plugins you might recommend to people, or even plugins like that you might stay away from?
Okay. Stay away from stock plugins, but they're also not bad either.
Yeah.
I'm more of a Waves type of guy.
Oh,
I'm really big into Waves.
Waves, man. The holy grail of music production.
Ozone.
I'm not good with Ozone.
No, you need to use those plugins for mastering. They're the best.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not good with Ozone. I don't know. I just don't. I can't find my way around it. Waves, I'm amazing with Waves. But Ozone,
like if you want to talk about like a specific reverb and delay, I use H delay.
Yeah, H delay is amazing, bro.
I also use Deverb on Pro Tools as well, stock plugins. It sounds really good.
Yeah, I mean, on other ones like FL, it's alright, but I feel like Pro Tools has the best stock plugins. But like, you know, it's Pro Tools, so what do you really expect? You know what I mean? But
I also recommend if you're getting a bundle off of Slate Digital, they have some crazy plugins.
I'm not in tune with their shit. I'm gonna have to check that out after this then.
And I hope all the shit. Slate Digital is fucking incredible, bro.
I hope all the musicians out here could check out. You feel me? He just gave you some sauce. You feel me? All y'all check that out.
Yeah, I mean, like, bro, it's all research and it's all like what you're comfortable with at the end of the day. I'm not gonna tell people like what's the fucking do at the end of the day. You gotta go ahead and do it yourself.
Yeah, it's experience. Yeah, like I said,
you gotta take the information that you get and take every piece of information that you get and build your own. And paint your own picture. That's what you got to do. And I learned that through MMA, actually. Because in MMA, you know, when you're learning punches and kicks and submissions and stuff like that, just to make it, break it down simply. Yeah. You're going to listen to what the instructor's saying. But also, you got to also find your own way to work it.
Exactly. You got to make it like unique to you.
You got to paint your own picture. You know, one of my teachers said that, and that was very key. And, MMA, if I didn't do MMA, I wouldn't be going horror music like I am now, because MMA taught me discipline,
Yeah, that's a big point.
And then if you want to see results, you got to put the time into it, So yeah.
We spoke on the phone, and I could tell you have a lot of pride in being from Queens. Where does that come from?
I mean, I was born and raised in Queens my whole life. I literally so I'll put it to you like this, right? Queens is a very big borough. I'm from Howard Beach. So Howard Beach is like a very Italian-American neighborhood. It also has a little bit of a bad reputation based on the past, like the mafia and stuff like that. And some of the crimes that were committed. But overall, once I started, when I went to high school, I went to Holy Cross. Holy Cross is in Flushing, because there wasn't any good zone schools. So with that being said, without the zone schools and everything like that, now I'm expanding out of Queens. I'm meeting people from different parts of Queens and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So
not even just Queens, everywhere in New York.
Everywhere, but mostly Queens, you know what I'm saying? I've always stood in Queens, you know what I'm saying? I live by JFK Airport. If I need to travel somewhere, I'm literally 5 minutes away from there.
What
makes Queens. So also what makes me love Queens so much is when I went to high school, I learned that Queens is much more diverse.
That is a fact, bro. Coming from Queens myself.
And I've always knew Queens was diverse, but I didn't get to realize how diverse it was just meeting new people and stuff like that, You go to a Regal Park, there's a lot of Hispanics over there, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of Russians over there. Or you go to Whitestone, there's Italians, but there's also Greeks. You know what I'm saying? Like Whitestone, Bayside, Flushing, mostly like Asian, stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Jamaica, Queens is like a whole mix, depending on where you're at in Jamaica, Queens and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? A lot of dope African-American culture and stuff like that. Like a lot of great music that's even came out of Jamaica, Queens. You know what I'm saying? So Queens is my home. You know what I'm saying? And even if you go to Astoria, Queens, Astoria is literally a culture shock. The minute you step foot in there, you know what I'm saying?
Everything.
I feel Astoria to me is so underrated because people only look at it as Queens. They don't know the exact name of it.
Exactly.
You got every fucking ethnicity
culture,
there.
All of that.
It's culture shock. So Queens to me is culture shock. I love it. I'm not dissing Brooklyn. I'm not dissing Manhattan. I'm not dissing the Bronx. And screw Staten Island, but I'm not going to diss it either. I mean, that's where my girlfriend's from, so I can't really diss it that much. But you know what I'm saying? And then there's Long Island. But the thing about Queens, especially where I'm at, it's a mixture of the city and it's also a mixture of the suburbs, like Long Island. Like Long Island has, you know what I'm saying? And that's what makes Queens so unique to me. You know what I'm saying? Because you get a taste of literally everything, bro. like growing up, like everybody's like, oh, what do you eat? Italian food? I'm like, no, I eat Spanish food. I eat Chinese food. You know what I'm saying?
It's a mix, yeah.
I eat literally everything. I'm always eating good, bro, because I'm eating different types of food all the time, bro. Right now, I'm eating Mexican food as we speak. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I love all types of food, you know? And it makes me appreciate cultures. And even being in the studio in Queens, you're getting a mixture of all cultures. So, you know, it's really dope.
I was going to ask, what message do you have for people who want to begin making music, but you kind of answered that like before. I have a segment at the end of my show called One Gotta Go. I'm going to give you 10 choices and you have to answer it as rapidly fast as you can. So let's begin. Drill or melodic music?
Melodic.
Mike Dean or Alex Toomey?
Mike Dean.
Pro Tools or Logic Pro?
Pro Tools.
West Coast or East Coast?
East Coast, baby.
Italy or New York?
New York.
Engineering or producing?
Producing.
Recording or mixing?
Mixing.
Football or basketball?
Neither.
So what sport do you like?
I don't like it neither.
All right, underground or signed artist?
Underground.
TikTok or
this is One's Gotta Go?
Nah. You choose which one you favor.
Okay.
All right, so yeah, underground or signed artist?
Underground.
TikTok or Instagram?
Instagram.
All right, but you want to get into that? Like all of the choices or?
Just one.
All right, but which one?
Because regardless of what's big or not, Instagram is always going to be on top somehow. I don't know why, but it always will be.
Yeah, because they're connected with Facebook and all that.
Yeah, Facebook is always going to take over no matter what. But I really hope that Instagram stays around for the foreseeable future, just because right now it's helping my platform a lot. But, you know, it's still early phases. Who knows what's going to happen in like the next 5 years, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, with TikTok, I feel you.
I hope it's here to stay.
So one last question. What do you feel you need to do to get to the next level?
Good question. And to be honest, I'm going to give you an honest answer and a very simple answer. In order to get to the next level, I need to just keep doing what I'm doing and not overthink and just do it. And whatever I want to plan, keep moving forward.
No matter what, yeah.
Be innovative and keep learning.
I agree with that. I want to thank everybody for tuning into this episode of the Next Level Podcast. I want to thank Frankie for coming on. I really appreciated it. I hope everybody could go check out his work. For all my artists on here, anybody who want to go to his studio, Mixhead Studios, hit him up on Instagram. You feel me? Link in the bio.
Sounds good, man. Dom, thanks for having me on your show. It was a pleasure. And I hope anybody listening to this podcast, I hope you follow me on the gram, Frankie Ruggs. Follow me on TikTok, Frankie Ruggs as well.
Yeah.
Ruggs on the Track is my pseudo as well. If you're trying to book a session, book it at Mixerhead Studios. It's all in my Instagram profile, in my bio. So just check it out, bro. Dom, thanks for having me on your show.
Much love. All right. The Next Level Podcast, episode 3. We out.
All right.